And there are two forms of communication that must be mastered. How many forms? Two forms of communication. The first form is what I call internal communication. What is it called? Internal communication. And that is, this is what you're saying to yourself about any area of your life. Relationship, it could be health, it could be wealth, skills, abilities, your belief system, your internal communication. That's internal communication. And then we also have outward, external, outward communication. What kind of communication? Outward communication. Now this is your ability to influence. This is what you say. This is how you communicate. Now let me give an example. Let's say, what if someone who I could give you the outward communication tools and skills, and I equip you with those techniques, but if you have an internal communication saying, you know what, I don't think I can do it, or I don't think I'm good enough, or man, I'm afraid of rejection, I'm afraid of failure. Now, does all these skills and abilities help? They won't work. Because that internal communication is, I don't know if I can do it. I can give you the skill of how to be a confident public speaker, but if you say internally, I'm just afraid, I can't do it. That's not my thing. I'm naturally introvert. Fuck that shit. Okay? No, that's what I'm talking about. So, how many can see your internal communication affects your external communication? Can you see that? Yeah, it starts with this. The mindset, the internal mind, the game. So when you go into any kind of communication situation, you have to be so confident. Because a lot of you, and I see it, sometimes I hear entrepreneurs do their elevator pitch, and I look at them, and they are talking about their thing, and I look at them, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you don't believe in this shit now, do you? Because I can see it. I can hear from their voice. I can watch it, see it from their body language. They don't believe what they're doing. They don't believe what they're selling. They put on that mask, that fake smile, and say, yeah, this is good. I'm doing this. I'm trying. There's no conviction. How many follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So knowing anything, if you want to influence somebody, anybody, who is the first person you got to influence? Yourself. You gotta communicate with yourself. You better get the internal communication working. That you believe in what you're doing, and you go in with so much conviction. Whenever I'm in any kind of situation that I need to influence, I go in with so much conviction and confidence. In my mind, I'm like, when people say no to me, I'm like, in shock. Like, literally, I'm like what do you mean you're not buying? Like, what part of that you don't get? Let me explain again. Like, this is good for you, don't you get it? Like, that's my belief system. And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, I guess I should get it. Because keep in mind, and when two human beings, when I meet Frank, right? Two human beings, when we come in contact, imagine there's this invisible shield, okay? Just imagine that. And I have this invisible shield. When we get in touch with it, when we get in contact, when we have a conversation, when we shake hands, right? Whoever has the more certainty will influence the other party. Write it down. Whoever has more certainty, when you come in contact, will influence the other party. So his shield is strong, but if my shield is stronger, I have more conviction, more certainty, I will be able to influence him. But if I don't have the internal confidence, if I don't have that conviction, I will not. I can use all the tricks, all the script, all the line, it won't work. And that's why sometimes people learn sales and they memorize these lines, and why doesn't it work? Yeah, because you don't believe what you do. So if you don't believe in what you do, there are only two ways to fix that. Either you fix what you do, or you do something else. It's very simple. Go find something you believe in 100% that you could offer it with 100% confidence. Does that make sense? Yeah, so internal communication. Lee Iacocca said it very well. You can have brilliant ideas, but if you can't get them across, your ideas won't get you anywhere. I cannot tell you how many entrepreneurs, they struggle, they have great idea, the great product, they can't get it out in the marketplace because they never work on their communication skill. They try to work on their thing. Let me fix my website. Let me fix my product. Let me tweak. let me work on my social media campaign. All this stuff. Now, I'm not saying don't do it. That's fine. That's part of the marketing plan. What I'm saying is it's not enough. If you can't even convince somebody and communicate with somebody that what you do with your value, you can't sell one-on-one, forget that shit. You can't even, like I'm sitting in front of you one-on-one like this, you cannot convince me, we've got a problem. We've got a problem. Like face-to-face, knee-to-knee, chest-to-chest, you cannot convince me to buy from you, you got a problem. All this other stuff, it's fine, it's icing on the cake, but this is the foundational skill. Does that make sense?
10 times your finances, 10 times your business, 10 times your marketing, 10 times your life. Hit the subscribe button now.